We will solve SBI Clerk Quant 2023 question. Um, we will try to solve the questions logically in without using any formulas much uh, in shortcut ways. Let's do the first question in shortcut method. A man invested 16,000 rupees at the rate of 12.5% and the amount becomes 32,000 after certain number of years. That we have to find out. So first thing we can note that since no type of interest, is it simple interest or compound interest, nothing is mentioned. So when nothing is mentioned, we take simple interest. For simple interest, we know that the amount of interest on the principal that we get every year remains constant throughout the time period. So now we look at the difference. The difference between what? The difference between the initial amount that I invested, rupees 16,000, and the final amount that it has become, rupees 32,000. What is the difference? Difference is 16,000 rupees. So that is my extra amount on top of the initial amount that we invested, that we gained from interest, right? So this is my what? Total simple interest, right? And to get this total simple interest, uh, what in every year how much we have got? 12.5%. I can write 12.5% in terms of fraction as 1 by 8, right? So every year we have gotten 1 by 8th of the initial amount or the principal amount. That much we have. This is the interest that we have gained in 1 year. This is the interest in 1 year. If I've kept it invested for T years, then only my total interest will become 16,000. Now if we see on right hand side we have 16,000, and to make the left hand side is equal to 16,000, we just need to cancel out this 8 from the bottom. To cancel out this 8 from the bottom, t has to be equal to 8, then only it will get cancelled out, then only my on my left hand side 16,000 will be remained, that will be equal to my total interest, which means time period he invested is equal to 8 years. Next question. The average weight of 10-person group is 50 kg. So there are 10 persons in a group and its average weight is 50 kg. A person left the group and the average weight of the group decreases by 1 kg. One person leaves, 9% remaining, and the average becomes 49 kg, reduces by 1 kg. If one new person joins the group of remaining people, if one new person joins the group of remaining people, this is the group of my remaining people and one person joins back. That means again I have 10% in the group, and that time my average becomes 52 kgs, right? Find the difference between the weight of the person who left the group and the person who joined the group. So we have to find the difference between the person who left and who joined. So when that person, let's say Ram, when that person Ram was in this group, at that time the average was 50 kg. But when the Ram was not there in the group, mm, let's say another person, uh, mm, Raju was there in the group, at that time my average was 52 kgs. So the difference, mm, here also, like the previous question where we saw the difference between the present initial amount that we invested and the amount that it has become, here also we will see the difference. Difference is the key to do solve these questions in shortcut. Here also we'll see the difference that when Ram was there, my average was 50 kgs, and when Ram was not there, a new person was there, my average is 52 kg. So how much is my difference between these two quantities? 2 kgs, right? 2 kg is my difference, and this 2 kg has increased in my increased in average. And what is average? Average is basically this distributed among all the 10% in the group, right? That means then what is my actual difference? That was between the person Ram and the new person. The actual difference would be 2 kg into 10, that is 20 kg. That is my answer. Next question. The ratio of present age of A and B is 1:3 respectively. So present age A is to B is 1:3, and the ratio of the present age of A and C is 2:3, right? Then what is my ratio between A is to B is to C? We can see in both this ratio that is given to us, A is my common term. So if I can make this 1 as 2 by multiplying 2 in this whole ratio, then this will become 2:6, right? Then since my A quantities in both the ratios have become same now, 2 2, then I can write A is my 2 units, B is my, from here B is my 6 units, and C is my 3 units. Why C will remain 3 units? Because we did not multiply anything with this ratio. We multiply 2 with this ratio to make A's unit equal to the ratio of A in the second ratio that is given to us. Now A is to B is to C is 6. Now it is given that if the difference between present age of A and C is 2, that means the difference between the present age of A and C. A and C, what is the difference between the present age of A and C in terms of unit? 1 unit. 1 unit is the difference. This corresponds to my 2 years of age in reality. Unit 2 years conversion, right? Then what is my total number of units today for A plus B plus C, all three combined? 2 plus 6 plus 3, that is 11 units, right? Therefore, when we convert these units to years, if 1 unit corresponds to 2 years, then how much 11 units would be? 11 units would nothing but just 11 into 2 equal to 22 years. That is their sum of age in present. We have to find the sum of age of A and B and C 14 years hence. So from this present time, if we go 14 years, after 14 years, uh, in 14 years time, each A and B and C, each one of them would have uh, gotten older by 14 years in 14 years time, right? So if present age is 22 years, after 14 years would be 14 years for each one of them, so multiplied by 3, that becomes 22 plus 42, that is 64 years would be their sum of age after 14 years. That's your answer. So the key is think in terms of difference. Here we, in this question, we notice we did solve the question by capturing the difference between the initial amount that was invested and the final amount that it had become. In the second question, we solved the question by noticing the difference uh, between the average when Ram was there and when Ram was not there. By noticing that difference, we solved the question. In the third question, we noticed the difference between the forms of units in the ratio. We notice the difference between A and C in today's date in the present time in terms of ratio is 1 unit, and that 1 unit is given as 2 years. Using this, we have solved this question. So the key from learning is notice the difference in each question.